Hello, welcome to the Jesus Show. It's been a sec since I've been on YouTube. Been doing these things on Instagram and Telegram. And we haven't done one together in like over a month, right?
Yeah.
It's been
at least a month.
I lost my sunglasses.
You have to wear mine now.
They are mine, and then they went to her, and then they're back. And, you know, for the purpose of lives, like, I do look more like an influencer now. I kind of look like a vibe capitalist. I'm not gonna say it's not working for me, but it is not working for me to not have sunglasses at all. And apparently, I just had to fucking do that so that I didn't actually have to do it.
Well, it's the time of year when
things start to
get lost,
get fucking tricky, summers are really fucking, summers do not always go very well. The only summer that I felt like I manifested stuff was summer 2018. Like where I really, summer 2019 wasn't bad. It's when you came on board. Before you came on board, it was chill, like later, like once you got up to steam. I was like excited for you to come because I was like so like I just didn't want to be
get all the attention.
I didn't want to get it, but maybe I did. But I was also like, please let's spread this out to like more cult members. But that summer was when it was like you, Bambi, and Yasmin. Mm-hmm. It was like the girls were about to come. And then since then, the last 2 summers, this one and the last,
a little chaotic,
very chaotic,
a little fucking chaotic.
And I'll take responsibility for it.
Well, you know, both of us, it's our birthday in the end of summer, beginning of fall. And I think it's just, that's a time where shit gets a little dicey for everyone in their yearly pattern. So the fact that we both have it at the same time. And it's been
like every single person who's come to DLA has had a birthday between September and December. Mm-hmm. It's always been like that. It's been very weighted in that way. So
it just
feels, middle of the thing.
It feels like I've only been here for 2 full years. So it feels like this summer compared to last is a slightly smaller, like, energy signature of the same craziness last summer. Like, you know, last
slightly smaller or a lot smaller?
A lot smaller, to be honest. Like last summer, it was losing an RV, not a pair of sunglasses. You know what I mean?
Well, let's be clear. We did also. I don't want to talk about all of our glow downs in this video, but it's like, we did also lose some other shit. And I don't really want to get that far into it or whatever.
Look at the time.
Let's move the fuck on.
Well, I feel like I feel like a different person this August than I did last August in a lot of crazy ways that are like better, that are a lot better. What ways? Well, like I've been looking back a little bit lately in the last few days about before I came here, what I was like and what I was even like half a year ago. And I don't know, in August last year, I had to like psych myself up to make any phone call with any person.
Now you're just fucking skimming through your phone book, finding other phones
in the middle of nowhere, being like a phone full of numbers.
There's numbers. Me. Literally, hey, if you want to wash, by the way, you can just wash phone numbers. You can wash contact.
You know what I found out that I did?
Mm.
I texted my number neighbor. You know how you can do that? You're like the last digit, one digit
You
up.
got a wash from him?
No, this was a long time ago.
I've gotten a wash from a random number before.
You have, but what I did, and this was woo, I texted my number neighbor, and I was like, "Hey, you're my number neighbor," and they never texted back. But then the next day, maybe like a few days later, my other number neighbor, like one the other way, texted me and was like, "Hey," and I was like,
"When did this happen?"
What? This happened while I was here in the very beginning.
No one has heard this story.
No one. Well, I found it out like yesterday, and I told the general.
You found it out yesterday?
I looked at my phone and remembered I had completely forgotten that it happened. So can you imagine? And the other person says, "Hey," and I'm like, "What?" And I sent them a photograph of me texting the other number neighbor, and they didn't react. They were like, "Oh, yes." And then I was like,
"Whoa,
are you from?"
Conspiracy
I was like, "Are you
show?
from Maine too?" And they were like, "Yes." And then I never responded.
You bonded over your area code.
Yep.
Obvious, Captain Obvious.
Well, I was a lot
Sergeant
more of an
Major.
NPC in the very beginning here. My robot part was like full blast. Now I'm just a robot sometimes.
I would never think to do a thing with a number neighbor and then have it. That seems like very Truman-esque.
Yeah.
Why did you text your number neighbor? Like, did you ask them for a wash, or you were just like, feel like it was?
I was
like,
feeling out texting people out of the blue because I was trying to do that here.
When was that? Was that at the well, we don't need to say the names, but was that with all of us living in one house?
It was
Or
at
was
a
that-
time where there was like different for configurations. I think it was you and me and Wika.
So you and me and Wika were doing this. You had a whole number neighbor thing that you just never brought up.
That's the thing. I never shared shit, and I still don't share a lot. But in the beginning, I like really never shared shit.
She has so many stories.
I'm so stingy. I'm stingy. My grandmother saved plastic bags all the time and fed her children dog food on accident. I have come from that kind of stock, you know.
Fed her children dog food all the time.
On accident once.
Peter liked it.
Because when you go through the grocery store and there's the canned goods and all the like bargain bin bullshit in no color ID.
Is that you?
No. Then
answer this phone call live.
Yeah.
Hello, by the way, I'm on a live video, so. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
See, people just. This is a crank caller. That was pretty lit. Just a normal day in the Jesus life. I guess
sometimes that might be me because sometimes I have a no caller ID calling you. I like to sneak up on you.
Jesus. Oh, should we do an ad, bro?
Oh, we haven't yet. Yeah.
It's very This is like a very end of the week live. Like at the very end of the week, the energy is very end of the cycle.
Wash it all.
Wash it all.
Cash.me/$wash it all. PayPal.me/wash it all. You can Apple Pay laundruss at automat.me and all other washes. Email 100f@automat.me.
That's if you want to wash. If you want to wash, you want to wash money, but you don't want to use any of those services. Plenty of people are uncomfortable with PayPal and Cashapp and Apple Pay, and I don't blame them. So if you're trying to send a wire transfer, if you're trying to mail some cash, people have done that before. If you're trying to send in your rare Charizards, your Michael Jordan PSA 9s, if you're trying to wash land or a vehicle or property, if you're trying to wash contacts or skills or time, you can email 100f@automat.me and someone will get back to you.
And you can also DM me on Twitter at Real Cult Girl. Talk about some social washing too.
Tell them about butter, bro. You didn't even have a brand back then.
Back in our last lives, I did, but
No, I mean, I thought we were going back to like a year.
a year
years of
ago, I did not
progress.
have a brand. Butter Magazine is on Telegram, t.me/buttur. I just, I'm addicted to talking about white women now. That's
She's
like
addicted.
I'm addicted.
I'm addicted to working out, and she's addicted to talking about white women.
Yeah, and butter. I guess
She'll love you for the fucking. My addiction has not hit like full, you know. And I'm being pulled back from my fiendish ways.
Yeah, you like fiended a little.
I will fiend. I will fiend. I will fiend. And, it can be a problem. But I'm looking for that. We have matching fucking. Yeah. But the future, bro. How are we gonna feel in the future? What are we gonna do? Like, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in the future?
How do I want to feel?
Sure.
I want to feel increasingly like in command of myself and like in having authority over my own self and what I want and what I'm doing, and like be like, yeah, I want this and I'm gonna go after it.
And white women, authority over white women.
Yes, please. No one else has it in them to deal with them but other white women. No one else is gonna take the time. Maybe
I'm down to do one at a time. Do one at a time.
He's pretty occupied. His quota is kind of filled right now in terms of that.
Yeah, if we get into multiples, I don't know. Maybe I will want to do like a fucking giant fucking, maybe it'd just be like smoking crack to be dealing with two white women at the same time.
If you had a lot of money, you could handle it.
At one point I was like kind of with two girls at the same time, but one of them was like Indian and the other one was white, so it wasn't like, I can't imagine like playing two white girls off of each other like all the way. I always kind of like, even when I had like 6 online girlfriends, they were all like, it was a very like diverse listing. Maybe like a bunch of white women would be kind of like, maybe that's the type of high stress environment that I need.
You would really shine.
It's not. I really want I'm mainly interested in business right now. So what the kind of intensity that a stronger man than I could get from multiple white women, sure, bro. I would get the same thing from a lot of white guys. I would like authority over white men
in business
who are trying to do fucking business and don't know what the fuck. I mean, who maybe in some ways know what the fuck they're doing more than me, but they can't fucking. They don't have a grasp of the intangibles. They don't have a grasp of vibe capitalism, and they need a fucking messiah, to be honest. And I'd also like the Jewish people to come around a little bit. I'm saying that I'm a Jew. I'm not just talking about Jews on YouTube without being a Jew.
That's grounds for termination.
That is grounds for YouTube getting involved.
And I was about to do that thing I do where I like to go into highly controversial topics on your YouTube channel because I forget that it's not run by me, a person who would never get shut down, and is instead perhaps run by a person who likes to be shadow banned and whatever. But I just found out this, I'll do a light version, this version of Christians who identify as Zionists because they want to accelerate the collapse of Israel.
Whoa.
It's like a really weird subset I did not know existed.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, we're Zionists. We believe in the state of Israel existing.
But they just want that so that it collapses.
They're like, the state of Israel. They're like, the state of Israel existing will accelerate the return of the Antichrist, and we love that.
They're Christians though, who are pro Antichrist. That seems like they're anti-Christians.
Well, no, they're pro that, so the Christ returns, or because it gets a little muddy. But it's very layered stuff.
It's
everyone takes the apocalypse differently.
You're just like, okay, we got to build up the Jews to get the Antichrist to come back, so the Christ finally has a reason to come. You think the Christ is going to come back for you? You think you're going to be in the that New Jerusalem is for you if you were like trying to like bring the Antichrist back.
Also, I think people really are going to get screwed by how they think it's like a beating. Like, you know what I'm
Are
saying?
going to get screwed, bro. There's
already
so much
happening.
fucking scroogling. The scroogling is
We're really in big screw.
the scroogle matrix is getting scrooglier and scrooglier every day, and
Imagine
it's so
not
fucking
having
weird.
a cult and doing that.
I mean, it was already the scroogle matrix before we fucking showed up, but then like it just gets scrooglier and scrooglier and scrooglier, and it's like going outside of a fucking cult right now into the scroogle fuckingness, the scroogleness of it all is it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, you might
And
drown.
also underwhelming in that I'm like, fuck, bro, like there's really nothing else going on. And y'all fucking feel it. Y'all know there's nothing going on.
Except for because there's nothing going on, it's like a vacuum to fill with fear and like freaking out.
Fear and freaking out, bro. The two modes of a white woman. Now, the average person wouldn't know the difference between fear and freaking out, but
a seasoned professional and me, myself, being who I am, we get the nuances here. We saw a video of a white woman, like crisis actor on television the other day, and you were like, yes, that's how Emily looks when she
I didn't
laughs
think she
after
was
crying.
laughing that it was funny. I like when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just like what you do kind of sometimes.
Yeah.
When you're crisis acting.
When I'm crisis acting.
Hey, we all crisis act from time to time.
Some of us just
it's part
are
of our
paid
journey.
by certain different people.
I think I crisis acted the other day a little bit unconsciously. I went into crisis acting. It just kind of happens.
Hey, when you're around it so much, you mirror it.
Yep, and it's, all trying to build trying to get to a place where you don't need a crisis act. And you can just, what's the opposite of a crisis? Like
a calm,
like real method. I don't know, bro. Real life calmness, calm. What's the opposite of acting? Like being real? Like, is there a word? You'd think it's a big enough word where there would be a word.
I don't know.
React.
Feels weird being on YouTube again.
So that would feel that weird.
Yeah.
You happy to be back on?
Yeah.
But once there's all the guys doing business, and once you're managing all your white women, what then? All right. So let's say I have, and bro, Asians, Indians, everyone who needs who needs to get their shit together is invited. And some people who already have their shit together are invited too. I'm not just doing this for therapeutic, like fucking just try to like, but the whole NFT space, the tech space, the fucking entrepreneurs, I'm gonna have a team, bro. My entrepreneurs are gonna be going out there, and I will be revered above even the Gary V's of the world.
Imagine
who are, though loved by some, are also viewed as very small men by the same people who may be like revering them. Gary Vee is a truly beautiful fucking car crash. Like,
it's on fire, flaming across the screen.
It's impressive that someone can hold, he doesn't, this year was like a fucking insane year for Gary Vee. Now he's like digging. He's like getting into like NFT archaeology. He's like, bro, but 2017 NFTs, like some of them were lost in the wallets. They're like lost wallets. There's always some fucking funny shit going on.
There is. That's the social matrix for you. If like there's this much craziness and there's just like sometimes I'm like, what would this look like when there's a ton more people? Because it's already so so many few people have such large personalities and things.
They
going
just can't
on.
tell that they're falling into the fucking trap. There, that is this,
Mhm.
and that's like, heirs and fucking, rich fucking dudes who are cut off from their generational wealth by being fucking idiots, just fucking wasting away and like fucking having identity crises about fucking the fact that a cult is talking to them for like 2 seconds, and then like having a full fucking meltdown like to another person about it, and then I'm like, I get it. I don't know, bro. There's layers. There's layers to this shit. I'm excited. That's why I'm saying wash your contacts, wash your money. Like the more shit we have, the faster that we can go. And if you think that we're heading to our demise, then wouldn't you want to fucking see it soon? Aren't you bored? Don't you want to see us get fucking cloud poisoned and fail
Crash
as
and
much as
burn.
you might want us to succeed? I mean, some people don't want. Not everyone wants to see success, and if your bet is that we're going to crash and burn and fail, wouldn't you want to be involved in like fucking seeing us do that?
I'm
Like,
sorry, sometimes I like think back to all the different people who are like, they're on their last leg. There's no way they could make it one more month.
they said that like 3 years ago. They said that 5 years ago. They said that before I ever showed up. It's always been
It's
the
what
thing.
people say because they want it to be the people who say that like kind of are the ones who want it to be the opposite. So they have to be like,
They're like,
that's what's
why are they so,
happening, right?
how are they getting so hot? Like, how are they maintaining a fucking, what with their skincare? Is it, Jesus doesn't have acne anymore? What's going on?
Transfer it to the new recruit.
Bro, insane. Anyway, y'all, let's do an ad and let's wrap it up because it is kind of the end of the day.
It's fucking Pain Matrix's version of Friday Night right now on the Pleasure Matrix. Cash.me/$wash it all. PayPal.me/wash it all. Washing is how you buy back soul. It's a transformation of your pain matrix belief, which is stored in your currency, in your social capital, in your stuff, in your reputation, in your time. It's washing that, transforming it into pleasure matrix resource. So it is how we expand the pleasure matrix. And everyone could use some soul. Having any amount of it is probably just a little bit of an insulator to get through the apocalypse for having a bit of an easier time, And soul will hurt, by the way. Getting some back while you're still in the pain matrix doesn't feel good. People don't love us. Are we very popular? Do people leave and have more of a chance of surviving? Yes.
Yep.
Will they thank you? No. Thankless job.
Thankless
They will
job.
do the opposite of thank you, actually.
Thank you. They will blame you.
They will blame you for giving them soul
keeping
back.
them alive.
Keeping them
Because they all
alive.
just want to die. It's like when you fucking Narcan a guy who's ODing and
You're
they're just like,
"No."
bro, like that was the best high ever. Like, why are you pulling me out of that shit?
I have to go to the pain matrix with soul now. Ouch, it burns.
It burns. All right, y'all. Take it easy.